Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and today I'm doing a book tag and it is the Christmas Carol book tag, and I'm so sorry I do not know who originally made this, but I'm hoping to remember to leave all the questions down below so that if you want to do this tag you can also do it without having to track down all the questions. So we're just gonna get right into it. Number 1, The Ghost of Christmas Past, a book that was a childhood favorite. So I have two for this one. I have The BFG by Roald Dahl, and this one I specifically remember in 3rd grade my teacher sat down and read it to us, and the way she would read books was like so interesting. Like she had like all the right voices for them all. It was just so interesting and I really enjoyed it. And I have the movie, I've watched the movie, I have the book. I just love this book so much. And this is just forever one of my childhood favorites. And the other one I have is called The Farthest Away Mountain. I cannot find this book anywhere anymore. I think I saw it in the elementary school library whenever the kids had a reading program, but I absolutely love this one. This one was like my first taste of like a fantasy quest almost, because you're following this girl and she has to go do these kind of like trials to get to something at the top of the mountain. And I can't remember everything from it, but I just remember that this was a book that I would check out all the time. So these are two of my childhood favorites, and I just, they're so nostalgic thinking about, and I just really enjoyed these books. Question number 2, The Ghost of Christmas Present, a recent book that you think will become one of your all-time favorites. And y'all can probably guess, but Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This is definitely one of my new all-time favorites. I don't have to think about it. It definitely is. It's up there with Sarah J. Maas. And I just love Fourth Wing so much. I love Xaden and Violet, and I love the friendships in here and like the found family, and I absolutely love the dragons, and I love how they're portrayed in this book, and I love how we get to like interact with them, and like they're so funny, and they just it's so good. If you have not read this yet, you definitely should, but this is definitely a new all-time favorite. This is a book I will never not be thinking about. Question number 3, The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, a book coming out next year that you're most excited about. So obviously if there's another Fourth Wing book, that's like top tier on my radar. And I know Crescent City 3 is coming out, so that one's definitely up there. And then I'm hoping, along with the other people, that there's going to be another ACOTAR book out. I would like just kill to get my hands on the next ACOTAR book, and a lot of people think, well, maybe it'll come out later in the year, but I don't have high hopes that it will, but I am hopeful nonetheless, because I want the next book in that series, and I'm hoping we get 2 Sarah J. Maas books next month or next year, because that would be great. Question number 4, Bah Humbug, a book that everyone loves that you just can't stand, and this one was pretty easy for me. This was Flawless by Elsie Silver. I read this for a vlog of reading like popular romance books, and I got a good portion of the way through, I think like over halfway through, and I just couldn't stand the love interest. He was just such a baby. He whined so much, and I just, oh god, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't read anymore about these two characters. Like I wanted so badly to love these characters and like to have like a cowboy or, you know, whatever, a bull rider. I just could not connect with the relationship at all, and it just ruined everything for me. So I absolutely did not like this book. Kudos to you. Like, if you really like it, I am so happy for you, but for me, it did not work at all. Question number 5, Bob Cratchit, an old dependable that you always recommend. This one was easy. I could always recommend, you know, Sarah J. Maas or even Fourth Wing now, but this one is definitely one that I don't see a lot of people talking about. I know it's an older book, but that is Under a Painted Sky by Stacey Lee. I absolutely love this book. We're following Sammy, and she kind of teams up with this other girl named Andy. They're kind of disguising themselves because they're on the run because Sammy accidentally killed someone and Andy was there, and so they disguise themselves as boys. This takes place in like, I want to say like a Wild West, but it's on the Oregon Trail, and they meet up with these 3 guys, and they are kind of grouped together crossing through the Oregon Trail or whatever, and things happen, and I just, this was so good. Like, I'm not doing it any justice the way I'm talking about it, but I absolutely love this book, and I'm actually going to be rereading it this month, and I can't wait because I just love this book. The first time I ever read it was for my library's book club book, and I read it, and then I reread it, and then I reread it, and I reread it, and I like read it so many times that year, and I just couldn't get enough. I was so excited to find a new favorite book. So, and I absolutely love this cover. It's stunning, but this is definitely one I would always recommend. Question number 6, Tiny Tim, an underhyped book you think deserves more love, and I have 2 books for this. So I have The Beast Hunters by Krista Lende. I read this book when I was reading some indie pub fantasy books, and I fell in love with this. This is such a, like, fun book, but in the best way, like cheesy, and like, oh, it's just so good. The found family, the unique monsters, and the magic, and just like the way everything goes in this book. I absolutely love this, and I need to finish the series, and that is on my goal for December. But I absolutely love this, and I feel like it does not get enough hype, and it needs more hype. And then the other book I have is To Hunt a Demon King by Madeline Elliott, I want to say. I could be wrong, but I loved this first book. I started the second book, but then I needed to read other things, so I put it down. So I do need to finish and complete this entire trilogy also. But there's a lot of good banter, there's some hidden identities, there's magic, there's evil witches, there's demons, there's like enchanted woods and just, oh god, so good. And it also has some animal companions, which I am a big fan of. And this is just such a good fantasy romance, and I feel like more people need to read this book. I'm not saying it's like the best thing out there, but it is so good nonetheless, and it's just a fun read, and I just absolutely love it. And it comes with some amazing art inside, at least the ebook version that I have. It has a lot of different artwork that shows up throughout the books, so that really makes me happy. So I think these 2 books, the series, really need more hype around them because they are just so good. Question number 7. Today, why it's Christmas Day? What's a book that always gets you in the mood for Christmas? And I don't have any specific book. I don't read one specific book that gets me in the mood. I just know that like romance books and fantasy books or fantasy romance, like those are the kind of books I read around this time of year, and they always get me in the mood for Christmas because there's something about romance and adventure that just gets me going for Christmas. Oh, but a lot of times I do like to read books that are set in the winter time, so I guess you can count that also. And finally, the last question, question number 8, The Muppets Christmas Carol, your favorite film adaptation of a book. And I wrote down any because when I get to see a book visually come to life in front of me, I am a happy person. I love the Harry Potter movies. I love Twilight, The Hunger Games, Divergent, even though they should have made a part 2 of Allegiant. But let's be honest, we're all not too bad off on that one because we didn't want to see what happened at the end of the book happen on screen. Anyway, I really enjoyed, the BFG, which came out a movie. I love James and the Giant Peach, even though I haven't read the book, but I've watched the movie. There's just so many, and like Shadow and Bone, and I think there might be something going on with Fourth Wing. So honestly, I don't have just one favorite. Anytime I get to visually see these characters come to life outside of my head and outside of these books is just a happy time for me. So that was everything for this tag. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you got some recommendations maybe. So like this video down below if you liked it. Comment letting me know what your favorite book is that you like to recommend to people, and subscribe if you want to. I'd greatly appreciate it. And until my next video, I will see you guys again soon. Bye!